You do it about 20,000 times a day, and you've done it since the very second you were born. You're going to do it again tonight without even thinking about it, and yet no one ever taught us how. It is free, always with you. You never have to order it or schedule it or charge for it or even refill it. And it may be one of the most underused health tools that you already have in your toolbox. What is it, you ask? Your breath. Here's what's remarkable. Almost everything that you do, it does without asking you. Your heart beats on its own. Your stomach digests on its own. Blood pressure will rise or fall on its own without you even doing anything about it. But your breath is different. It is the one automatic system in your body that will also hand you the controls the moment you ask for it. And when you learn to use that control wisely, you can lower your blood pressure, you can sleep more deeply, you can even change how your body experiences pain. So today, we're talking about the power of your breath. Welcome to Fuller Living, your space for empowerment, inspiration, and practical health nuggets. Here, you'll find relatable guidance that fits your everyday life as you journey to a fuller and healthier you. I'm your host, Dr. Ashitey. Let's dig in. Welcome back to Fuller Living, guys. Wherever you're listening from, whatever you're doing, whether you're driving, whether you're on your break, cleaning your kitchen, or taking another quiet moment for yourself. As always, I am so glad to have you here with me. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you thought about your breath? For most of us, the honest answer is almost never. It's this automatic thing that we do. We only notice it when something's going wrong. For instance, when you're anxious and it's starting to get shallow, or when you're climbing up some stairs and you're out of shape, right? When we're startled, we might gasp and then we're aware of our breath. But the rest of the time, it really is just this thing that's running in the background. And that's actually the miracle of it all. You don't have to remember to breathe. Your body takes care of that for you every second of our entire life. But here's what I want to talk to you about today. That same breath that's running in the background on autopilot can also become one of the most powerful science-backed tools that you have for your health. Completely free, always available, without needing a prescription from me or any of your other doctors. So today we're going to do three things. I'm going to talk to you about why your breath is so unique and what the automatic system really is. And then I'm going to talk about what happens in your body when you slow down your breath. And after that, I'm going to talk about how you can use that in your favor with real and measurable health outcomes that research has shown us time and time again. So buckle up. I hope you're ready. All right, let's start with what makes our breath so special. Our bodies run on two different modes. Think of them as two branches of your nervous system. You've all heard of the nervous system, right? So you've got the branch that is the accelerator. This is the part that's going to rev you up. Your heart rate moves faster, your muscles tense up, and your senses are very sharp. This is the system that helped our ancestors run from danger. That's why we call it the fight or flight response. The other branch, on the other hand, is the brakes. It's the part that calms you down, slows down your heart rate, softens your muscles, and allows your body to settle in. Didn't that feel good? This is the rest and digest system. It's the system that's going to help you heal and recover and repair. Now, in a healthy life, you're meant to move very easily between these two, rev up when you need to, settle down when that moment passes. But here's the problem for so many of us. For a lot of people, that accelerator is stuck. The stress of modern life keeps people revved up most of the time. So people wake up feeling behind. They move through the day feeling braced and tight. They lay down at night and can't stop thinking about the next day, and the brake almost never gets used. And this, my friends, is where your breath becomes so powerful because your breath sits in between parasympathetic and the sympathetic. It sits between the fight or flight or the rest and digest. And it is within your control. Now, you can't simply decide to lower your blood pressure. Try it. It's not going to listen. And you can't decide to lower your heart rate just by thinking about it. But you can change your breath. And when you change your breath, your body actually listens. And here's why. So inside your lungs, we have tiny sensors. Think of them as stretch detectors. When you breathe in slowly and fully, these sensors feel that gentle stretch and they send a quiet message to the brain. And that message is simple. We're safe. We can settle down. When the brain receives that message, it begins to ease off the accelerator and press on the brake. So what happens then is your heart rate slows down, your muscles loosen, the whole system starts to move into rhythm. So the breath isn't just air going in and out. Your breath is a direct line to your nervous system that you have full control of. It sets the controls that were installed in you right from the beginning. And most people go their whole lives without ever really learning how to use it in their favor. All right, so now that you know that you have the power to steer your nervous system with your breath, let me talk about what happens when you slow it down with your exhalation. That's right. We tend to obsess a lot about our deep breathing, that inhalation. But the real magic happens when we're breathing out. So when you breathe in, your heart rate naturally speeds up a little. But when you breathe out, things slow down. We call this sinus arrhythmia. So the exhale is your body's built-in brake pedal. The longer and slower you exhale, the more firmly you're pressing on that brake. This is why when someone is panicking, we don't tell them to take in a deep breath. We tell them to breathe out very slowly, take long exhales, and this is a more reliable way to safely send your body a different signal to calm down. Now, there's a sweet spot to all of this. Researchers have found that when you slow your breath to about 6 breaths per minute, something happens. Your heart, your lungs, and your nervous system all fall into a smooth, coordinated rhythm. So 6 breaths a minute, we can put this in real terms. That's roughly about 5-second breaths. So you breathe in for 5 seconds and then you breathe out slowly for 5 seconds. Actually, I like breathing in for 5 seconds, breathing out for a few more seconds because you're getting more of that exhalation and that relaxation phase. And when you lay down at night and follow your breath, you realize that your exhalation is slightly longer than your inhalation. So try that sometime. I've seen this in real life many times. It happens in my office when patients are coming in with a lot of their stress. I oftentimes will tell them, let's do a breathing exercise. And I'll simply guide them through breathing slowly in through the nose and then slowly out through the mouth. And within a minute or two, you can see shoulders that were right up by the ears calm down and drop. You'll see faces that were tense start to soften and the voice will slow down. And I know that in that moment, the heart rate is also slower and my patient is no longer in that fight or flight mode. Nothing about their circumstance changed, but their body has stopped bracing for the worst. And it is this part I find the most encouraging. You don't need a lot to feel it. There is research that shows that 5 minutes of just slow breathing can lower your stress, steady your mood, calm your body's stress chemistry, and that's just 5 minutes. It's not taking a whole hour. You don't have to go on a retreat. You don't have to sit on a mountaintop and meditate. Just 5 minutes of breathing in and breathing out can do the work. That's it. Now, let's talk about how you actually use this in your life, because that's what really matters. How can you harness this for better health outcomes for yourself? All right, let's get to the practical part. Your breath is not just another way for you to feel calmer in the moment, and it's not just another relaxation trick. Slow breathing has been shown to move real, measurable markers that your doctor can actually track. I'll give you 3 examples today. The first one is your blood pressure and your heart rate. Some of you will remember that I did an episode. It's episode number 60, and so I encourage you to go back and listen to it. But in episode number 60, I talked about high blood pressure, that silent killer. We talked about how constant elevated forces on your blood vessels and your heart can wear them out over time. Well, here's something that's very remarkable. Regular slow breathing has been shown to lower your blood pressure, both the top number and the bottom number. And that effect is so real that guided slow breathing is now recognized as one of the tools that you have to support your blood pressure. Think about that. Something as simple and free as sitting down quietly and breathing in slowly and out slowly a few times a day can gently nudge your blood pressure, one of the most important numbers in your health, down. Now, let me be responsible here. I'm not saying that you can stop your blood pressure medication just because you take some exhalations out. It doesn't replace your doctor, but it is a beautiful way that you can employ your body to work on your behalf. Okay, number 2, your sleep. So many of us lie down at night and our accelerator is still on, pressed all the way down into the floor, that even when we're in bed, our mind is still running as though we've got a lion chasing us. And we wonder why we can't sleep. Remember what we learned. Slow breathing, especially that long exhalation, is a direct signal to your nervous system. And it tells you that you are safe and you can do what? You can rest and relax. So using your breath to wind down gives your body that cue that it's been waiting for all day. We are safe. We can relax. This is why it matters. Remember that good, consistent sleep is not just about a luxury. It is when your body does its deepest repair. So quality sleep is going to protect your heart. It helps regulate your blood sugar. It helps support your immune system, all things we've talked about on this podcast. So when you use your breath to sleep better, you're not just chasing after a good morning. You're protecting your cardiovascular system. You're protecting your metabolism and your body's ability to defend itself. Your breath is a doorway. Better health downstream is what's on the other side. Number 3, the third thing that your breath can do is help change how you experience pain. Think about what you do instinctively when something hurts. You hold your breath, or you tense up, or you brace. But here's the thing, that bracing usually makes it feel worse. However, slow, steady breathing does the opposite. And there's research that shows that breathing exercises can meaningfully reduce the intensity of pain. Imagine that. Honestly, we've known a version of this for a very long time. Childbirth. For generations, what's the very first thing that women are coached to do when they're in labor? Breathe. Breathe slowly, focus, breathe out. Now, it's not an old wives' tale. It's actually a way that people are controlling their nervous system and meaningfully reducing pain. So there you have it. 3 real outcomes: your blood pressure and your heart rate, your sleep, and how you experience pain. One free tool that you have available to you, given free of charge at birth, stays with you all the way through your life, never have to pay for it, and can do so many meaningful things for you. All right, to my favorite part of the episode, turning this into something we can do this week. So we're going to set our SMART goal. If you've been with me for a while on this podcast, you know what a SMART goal is. Let's say it together. It is one that is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So here it is. This week, you're going to practice with me 5 minutes of slow breathing once a day for 7 days. All you have to do is just set your timer and let's do it. So let's break it down. For specific, we're doing 5 minutes of slow breathing. Aim for about 6 breaths a minute. A slow breath in through the nose and then longer throughout, exhalation out. Okay, we can do this. Now, measurable. That's 5 minutes once a day and you're done. You know you can do it. Why is it achievable? Because if we don't have 5 minutes to just sit down and breathe, we have a big problem. We can stick to it. Put it on your calendar, put it on your to-do list. Let's just do it. Pick one anchor in your day that maybe right before you brush your teeth, maybe right as you get out the shower, and hopefully most of us do that every day. Relevant, because as we talked about today, this is a simple practice that's going to touch your blood pressure, your sleep, and how your body handles its stress and pain. Very important for your long-term health and longevity, all right? And time-bound, we only have to do this for 7 days and see how you feel. As always, I want you to pay attention, notice how your shoulders feel, notice how your mind feels, notice how your sleep is after this practice. Because sometimes the most powerful medicine is one that's been with you all along. Today, we talked about the power of your breath. We talked about why your breath is so unique. That is the one automatic system in your body that you also have the controls of. And we talked about what slow breathing does inside you, how the long and slow exhale presses your body's brakes and makes you settle down into your healing rhythm. And we talked about how you can use it every single day to support your blood pressure, your sleep, and even ease some pain. So, the breath is one of these most accessible, free, and evidence-backed tools that you have. You were born with it. You didn't have to pay for it. And today, I hope you learned just how you can use it for your benefit on purpose. All right? So here's what I'd love you to do. I want to hear from you. When in your day could you use your breath a little more intentionally? Let me know here in the comments or leave me a message in my DMs on Instagram at sarah.ashitey_MD. And if this episode really touched you, please share it with someone you love. Please share it on your Instagram, share it on your WhatsApp, share it with your family, share it with your friends, and make sure that you're following this podcast, like, share, and subscribe. It's genuinely going to help more people find these conversations. As always, you know where to find me, sarah.ashitey_MD, but you can also find this podcast at Fuller Living Coaching on Instagram. Until next time, let's get to fuller living. Well, fam, that wraps up another episode of Fuller Living, where we talk about health in a bite-sized, relatable, practical, and fun way. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about making progress one small step at a time while remaining consistent. If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe, share it with a friend who might need a little bit of inspiration, and leave me your 5-star review. And if you're in Dallas and looking for a new PCP, look me up at southwestfamilymed.com. I can't wait to meet you. Until next time, let's get to fuller living.